got it better than us? Nobody!
We want to focus on the things that have made us good all year long, and intensity that they can't match. And the other thing is the ultimate disrespect is when somebody takes what's yours. And this is our game, so that makes it personal. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3, dominate.
I need 60 minutes. 60 minutes to me. 60 minutes. No business, no mercy. Nothing but stop from the blood bubble. You got me. We're going to ring the bell. We're going to ring that championship bell. Ding, motherfucking dog.
The Orange Bowl is on Mitch Jeter's leg. Good snap, good hold, kick on its way, and the kick is good! Yes! Mitch Jeter, with 7 seconds left, gives the Irish a lead, 27-24. Notre Dame is on the precipice.
Notre Dame has won the Orange Bowl.
3rd and 16. Mahomes roll it out. Looking, firing, intercepted. Picked up by Cooper DeJean. Gets a block. DeJean is in. Touchdown.
The Philadelphia Eagles have won Super Bowl 59. They have beaten the Kansas City Chiefs.
And now, welcome everyone to the Huddle Up Podcast.
You are looking live.
Hello, everyone. Huddle Up Podcast. We are back. It is week 2, and we are fully operational, at least from a football standpoint. We still have some of our normal faces that we will not see, but we will get to that here in a second. Make sure you're following along with us tonight and all season long at Huddle Up Podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Blue Sky, TikTok, and Twitter. You can get us on Instagram at Huddle Up Podcast Inc. We broadcast on Twitch at Huddle Up Inc. So make sure you follow and subscribe there. You can grab our merchandise over on our TeePublic store. We have the refreshed version of the logo, as well as some classic offerings. So go ahead and hop over there and grab some stuff. Usually some deals going on as well. So we'd certainly appreciate the support on that front. So a 3-man crew here for tonight. Sean back with us this week again. Sean, how we doing?
Oh, we're doing great. We're at the finish line, fellas. We are 2 days from week 1. We made it. It's a long layoff, but we are here. We are happy. We are tickled to death to be doing the show.
That's week 1 in the NFL. Better for some than others, but more on that in a minute. But Ernest DJ Christian back with us officially. We did have your soundbite. I don't know if you heard that last week.
Yeah.
We are back. How we doing, EJ?
I am doing well. This is my first show on here, honestly, in about 6 months. I don't think I did any of the summer shows, or the off-season shows at all.
No, you missed all of those.
So good to be back here to bust your balls, of course. And we're fine now. The show's gotten even more handsome now that I'm back, So it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, something like that. Devin checking in with us and says, "Yeah, EJ is
even
here."
Devin's excited that EJ's
I noticed he didn't say, "Yay, EJ is here." He just said, "Yeah, he's here."
And there's no punctuation, so that's not going to
help. Okay. It's okay. I am not offended by that. I have
like, yep.
I have
EJ's
rhinoceros skin. I have rhinoceros skin. I can handle this. I'm good.
They make moisturizers for that, EJ. You can actually.
This is true.
Yeah.
Check out.
It's called cocoa butter.
Hit Sephora at the mall. Check it out. They got a lot of things.
I mean, they might have a doctor. You might want to get that looked
This
at.
portion of the show brought to you by
either that or work a sponsorship. One or the other.
Corn husk oil. That's
I should get. I should no lie though. I should get a cocoa butter sponsorship though, because I use that thing more than anything in the world.
Well, there you go. See, we're helping you out. Whatever you make off of that sponsorship,
Exactly.
we get a cut of it. That's
okay.
It's all good business, is what it is.
We'll make a deal. We'll make a deal.
We'll let you have it, but you got to give us some money. That's the only caveat to it. All right, so back, like I said, kind of fully operational this week. We'll be back to some of our normal segments from years past next week. Instead of the a couple years ago we did the good, the bad, and the ugly. Last year we did what did we learn? This year we're going to alter it a little bit. We're going to go best of the week, so it's going to be real simple. What was the best thing you saw? We'll get to that next week, just because not a ton to go over in college football this week, especially game wise. But we have obviously plenty to go over from the NFL as we are previewing the upcoming season. Now I will give a little preview because he's not going to get probably many opportunities to do this. So EJ, go ahead. What was your best of the college football weekend?
If you think it's Florida State, you're right. Number one. But no, I mean, look, this weekend I limped a little late on college football because I was on vacation in New York. I got back home Saturday, so I missed a chunk of the games on Thursday, Friday, and then like the 12 o'clock games on Saturday. But I did manage to watch the Florida State game on the plane on the way home. So I mean, I'm shocked. But again, I'm also apprehensive because I don't know if what we saw is no. Look, I think it's clear FSU is better than last year, low bar, 2-10 record. But how good are they? Now they're ranked number 14 in the polls. So is that more Florida State being really good against a good opponent, or is Bama really in trouble? I think the story here is Alabama, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the deal. The reactions and overreactions in the polls are a product of one of the things that I've rattled ever since we've been doing this show, that preseason polls set an unrealistic bar for good and bad, right? So, Alabama, were they the 7th best team? Should Florida State have been unranked? Should Texas have been number 1? It set things it always sets things up in an unfair manner. Now, obviously a great win for Florida State. You beat a team that over the last couple decades has owned college football. But this certainly doesn't feel like the same Alabama team. Well, we're gonna certainly find out. And if you look over their schedule, there's still games, I think, against Georgia, Ole Miss, LSU. There's a lot of heavy hitters left on that Alabama schedule. So based on what I saw week 1, Kalen DeBoer is probably going to be Kalen DeGone by the time we get to the end of this season. But maybe this is a sign that Florida State is actually that good. I don't know. But it was certainly attention grabbing for multiple reasons, that game.
Right. Here's the thing though, and I know Bama fans are gonna be up in their arms about like, oh, fire the guy, and they go like 5-7 and some this year. Here's the problem: if they fire the guy, they owe him $70 million.
That doesn't matter.
Unless you find $70 million out of your kitty.
You don't think Alabama has $70 million to make it worth it? Like, I mean,
well, let's find out, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean, when Charlie Weiss got fired from Notre Dame, reportedly his buyout, I mean, at the time, it doesn't sound like as much now, but it was $19 million when Notre Dame fired Charlie Weiss, which at the time was an insane amount of money for a college football coach.
And that was near 20 years ago, I believe, right? Like
yeah. That
when he went to Kansas, got fired there.
Yeah, he got a couple,
and they owed him in the tens of millions of dollars.
Yeah,
and so he just didn't do anything for part of a decade. He was getting paid more than any coach in NCAA. He wasn't doing anything
until Brian Kelly's big extension at Notre Dame. Charlie Weiss was making more per year to not be the coach than Brian Kelly was to be the coach at Notre Dame.
Yep.
So, look, if
that has a killer ego. Imagine people. Imagine being that guy where you have to like, okay, well, we're going to pay you not to be here. It's insane.
Yeah, I mean that's why you get guarantees in the contract, though. Talk to EJ. You're a Mets fan. You know all about guarantees and contracts.
That's right.
All right,
boy, believe me, I know that all too well, brother.
That's right. That is right. All right, let's dive in though. We have 4 games in the college football slate this upcoming weekend that we are going to pick from. Again, not the strongest slate. We will save the biggest for last, and we'll get to that here in a second. But we will start Saturday, 3:30 Eastern time on Fox. And if you need to know what the college football slate looks like this weekend, this is a 3:30 game on one of the big 4 networks in college football. It is Conference USA's Delaware bringing their 1-0 record to Boulder against the 0-1 Colorado Buffalo, who are a 23.5-point home favorite. Your over-under on this one is 50.5. EJ, we'll go to you first.
Sexy game, isn't it? Look, there's no doubt Colorado wins. There's no doubt Colorado wins this game, but that's a lot of points. Even for I know Colorado, was in that game. I think it lost to Georgia Tech, but that's a lot of points, man. Give me Delaware in the points. Colorado wins, but give me Delaware in the points, and I'll take it under.
All right, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, you have a tale of two teams here. Obviously, Colorado not representing Conference USA. Going to be a big favorite here. But, I mean, the big story for me is Colorado's offensive struggles in week 1. It looked kind of scattered, looked out of sync. Can they tune that up in a week? Sure. I feel like the matchup with Delaware kind of is the tune-up, and I think it's going to take a little bit to get it going. But defensively, they gave up a ton of rushing yards too. So Delaware has a quarterback that can move. He rushed for just over 50 yards, I think, in week 1. So I like him to attack the defense. And because of that, I think it's going to limit some of Colorado's scoring ability, and it's going to keep their offense off the field. So I'm going to go with EJ. I hate saying it, but I'm going to go with EJ. I think Delaware covers that 23.5. That's a lot.
I hate. Listen.
Oh, you're
listen,
replaying what he said. Okay.
I hate.
Yeah.
I know.
That's what he sounded like.
My double speak. I hate agree with me too. I get it. I totally get it, brother.
Yeah.
Other brother.
But not only am I going to agree with you on the cover, I'm also going to agree with you on the under because Delaware is going to try to attack the run, and because I think Colorado is going to struggle, I think they have a hard time hitting 50.5.
Exactly. Why put 2 toes in? We put all 5 in. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Good job. Off the fast start.
Toes?
Okay. Feet, whatever.
Don't.
Well, I said feet because Big Jim loves feet. We know this already.
You're monsters, just like the 3-count guys. All right. Yeah, no.
I'd like to put one of my feet right now.
Colorado's going to get a bounce-back win, as sad as that might have to be, but that's where we are at this point of the year. But, yeah, I'm kind of with you guys. I think Delaware is going to try to do as much as they can to keep a high-powered or a high-energy offense off the field. So I'm definitely going to go the under. The 23.5 feels like a lot of points for a team that did not look exactly the same as they did a year ago. So, yeah, I'm going to take Delaware to cover, and I will take the under as well. Devin has Maryland and Delaware, so just covering 2/3 of the Delmarva there. All right, next one, Saturday, 4:00 Eastern time on ESPNU. And I had to double check this to make sure it was an actual road game for the West Virginia Mountaineers. They take a 1-0 record and a 3-point road favorite to Ohio. No, not the Buckeyes, the Bobcats, who are 0-1. Your over-under on this one is 59.5, EJ.
Wow, I tell you, college football, they really exhausted all the good games in week 1 because, like, what the hell are we doing here, man? Seriously. All right, that being said, take a West Virginia to win this one, and they'll cover, and I'll take also an under. That's a lot of points there. Wow.
So that is a lot of points. Sean?
I think both teams showed me they can move the ball from what I saw from week 1. This should be kind of a West Virginia show, but I think Ohio just trails along behind, just can't quite close the gap. So I'm going to take West Virginia to cover 3. I think they're going to win by about a touchdown, and I think it's just enough back and forth. We're going to hit just over somewhere around that 61 mark. So I wouldn't bet it, but I'm going to predict it.
So in this house, we do not like Rich Rodriguez. We're not a Rich Rod house.
I don't think they like him in Rich Rodriguez's
Well,
house.
probably not, but especially not in this house. What he did
yeah.
to the University of Michigan. So I'm going upset The Ohio Bobcats shock the world. Okay, probably not that shocking, but they beat the West Virginia Mountaineers. I will take a slight over in this one. Slight. All right, next one, Saturday, 7 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN Plus. Now, I will be 100% honest. I wanted to fit Mikey's Coastal Carolina Chanticleers into this game, but they're playing a FCS school, so there's no betting odds on the game. So, Mike, I tried. Go Chance. But we have to go. We settled with this one. The 1-0 Houston is a 12.5-point road favorite at 1-0 Rice. You're over or under on this game, 38.5. EJ.
It's weird seeing a Houston team that, is known historically for their offenses, be in a game where the over-under is 38.5. That being said, I'm going to take the Houston to cover 29 points and get the over as well, too.
All right, very good. Sean.
Yeah, I'm this one just baffles me because I don't understand how two 1-0 teams meet. One is favored by almost 13 points, but the over-under is 38. Like, I'm trying to figure out. They just think Rice can't score.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I want to just on those two numbers. I want to touch this game with my money, but since we have to touch it with our brains, or at least just guess blindly, which I could be doing, you'd have no idea. I'm going to go ahead and take. I'm going to take Houston. I'm going to take Houston to cover the 12.5. I think they want you to think they can't, but I don't know. Houston, fresh off a trouncing of the Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks. Let's go ahead. I don't even know who they played last week, but they were called the Lumberjacks. But anyway, give me them to beat Rice, and I'll take the over. 38.5. I can't take the under on that. I don't care who's playing.
Who the hell is this?
Yeah, Houston. I'm going to take them to cover as well. For no reason, then I picked a home underdog in the last game. And yeah, just week 2. Oh yeah, more times than not now you're going to start settling in even in week 2. So 38.5 feels like a very small number. So I will go the over in that one. Devin did have West Virginia in the last game. And then the big one, the only big one really of the entire week. Don't get me wrong, there's top 25 teams playing, but everything that's out there should be pretty much easy covers, dominating wins across the board. But this one going to be a good one in Norman. It is Saturday night, 7:30 Eastern time on ABC. It is the number 15 Michigan Wolverines. They are 1-0 after a win at home, taking on a team that also won at home last week, the number 18 Oklahoma Sooners. They are a 1.5-point home favorite. 46.5 is your over-under on this one. EJ.
I mean, obviously, game of the week. Also, hardest game to pick of the week as well, too, because both teams have a case to win this game. I'm going to go home here. I'm going to take Michigan to win this game outright, and I will take the over as well.
All right, very good.
Homer.
Sean.
One thing we learned about Michigan last week is that unlike last year, we have a quarterback in Ann Arbor.
That's right. Yes.
He can push the ball forward as well as backwards and sideways. So that's a step up. And the kid can move. I think Michigan's going to put some points up in this one. Unfortunately for you homers, I don't think they put up enough. I like Oklahoma here, mostly because as much as I know Michigan has a defense, and Michigan has a defense, they looked more susceptible last week, though, but against a slightly better opponent than Oklahoma played. Oklahoma played a weak opponent, and they made them look weaker than they even were. So I normally, former Big 12 teams, I don't trust their defense, but Oklahoma's ramping up. They're trying to make a name in the SEC, so I think they do it. I think they take down a Big 10 opponent this week, but I think it's back and forth, and I think that 46.5 number gets crushed. I'm going to take a substantial over on this one. That one I would probably put my money on.
Yeah, look, just because you leave the Big 12,
if I had money.
Just because you leave the Big 12 doesn't mean the Big 12 leaves you. Death, taxes, and the over. So definitely take the over on that one. Given what I saw of the Michigan offense, they certainly looked much flashier, although it doesn't get much duller than it did last year, and that's the God's honest truth. So much flashier than a year ago. Bryce Underwood looks like the real deal already. Definitely a week one, one of the many week one quarterback stories, most of them good. And so like what I saw out of them, Oklahoma, very gaudy numbers. Although I'm fairly certain for like 3 of those drives there was no opponent even on the field. So really hard to gauge what you're going to get out of this one. Norman can be a very difficult place to play. But I'm not sure, and we can call it Homer or whatever. We can call it Marge, whatever.
Marge.
I'm not ready to buy in that Oklahoma's actually turning the corner. Like to me, they still just feel like somewhere in that 6-6 to 8-4 range. And they're going to struggle to beat good teams. And I think Michigan is a good team. So I will take Michigan to cover. I will take them to win this game. But like I said, I will take that over as well. So Devin is taking the Michigan Wolverines as well. So
right, I'll stand on my Sooner Island.
There you go. That's fine. That is fine.
It's lonely here.
Mostly a unanimous.
But we have Conestoga wagons and muskets.
They do, but every so often that wagon does go down.
Just hope the wind doesn't pick up. They blow over. All right.
They do. All right. So now we shift gears. We are going to NFL the rest of the way, and we'll get into week 1 picks. We will get into full season predictions. But before we get into that, certainly the big news of the last week since we were together is the trade out of Dallas, sending Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers for Kenny Clark, a first-round pick in 2026, a first-round pick in 2027. So, really kind of a shockwaves trade. Many people didn't think it wouldn't get done. But as I've been telling friends of mine, I had just finished up the Cowboys docuseries on Netflix, and just the way that this relationship publicly was getting between Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons / his agent, there really was kind of a point where I'm like, I've seen this before. Somebody was tuning up the Muppets. We're doing a sequel, because there just came a point where I was like, we've passed the point of no return, and Jerry Jones has felt disrespected. Micah Parsons, I don't know where he's going to go, but he's not going to be a Dallas Cowboy anymore. Lands with the team that has delivered some just heart-wrenching blows to the Cowboys team, especially over the last decade or so. That's to me the biggest bummer. But already we're seeing back issues. Epidural might be needed to play on Sunday. The juice is the juice going to be worth the squeeze. But Sean, I'll go to you first for this one. Your reaction to the Micah Parsons trade?
Well, I mean, obviously the injury is concerning, and if you're Green Bay and you just gave up a lot to have this guy, I mean, you gave it up to have him now, but you didn't necessarily pick him up to win games in early September. So, like, to me, if it's requiring shots and it's requiring meds and it's not looking good, like, why rush him in? I mean, you've had him for a week. Let's do that. As far as the actual situation in Dallas, as an Eagles fan, I can just reiterate, God bless Jerry Jones for consistently it's been bad for a long time. It's getting worse. You almost lost CD in the last few, and I still feel terrible for him. In the last few years, one player I feel arguably the worst for is probably CD Lamb, who almost made it out. And then finally was like, all right, that's a lot of money. And then they're like, oh, by the way, now your quarterback's hurt, and we're going to start dealing off other players, and we're not going to be any good. So it just hasn't been a great run for him. But as far as Micah, how you let this get to this point, and I understand Jerry may have felt disrespected. I feel like Jerry would feel disrespected if you, like, shook his hand wrong. Like, he's an angry old oil tycoon who is going to get offended when you're not also an angry old rich oil tycoon. So you're dealing with modern personalities. He's not a modern personality. He doesn't obviously understand the modern personality, and I don't think he understands the modern game. And fortunately for him, he has great scouting in Dallas because they find play like he consistently screws it up. They consistently land with mediocre draft picks, but somehow field a decent team because someone is finding talent where they shouldn't. They should work for the Tampa Bay Rays because it's the same type of scenario where you're like, where are they getting this talent with these terrible picks? And so, like, it was bound to happen. I think the only reason it got there was because Micah's team felt disrespected first. And I think it was at a point they can say they wanted to be a Cowboy all they want. There was a point where they didn't, and there was a point where Dallas didn't want them. And I think the way it went down and Jerry just not admitting he was for trade, so he didn't get offers from every team and just kind of took one in the division. I mean, not in the division, but in the conference, which is, I mean, I know it's, not your division, but you're a team that's in the next few years probably looking at wild card berths at best. And there's definitely an opportunity to play in Green Bay in one of those games. You're going to have to meet him head on. And I think, I don't know, you get low first round picks, right? Because Green Bay is going to be competitive. Mid to low
will be low, right?
Right. So you're projecting mid to low picks where you could land an all-pro defensive player, but you already had one. That kind of guy doesn't come around often, and I understand he's not the best leader, and he's not, but the kid can play, man. And I think Green Bay took a surprisingly good defense last year and just made it a whole lot better. And it's weird for them too, because I still don't think they might not be in the top 2 in their own division. So it's weird on both sides.
Spoiler alert, they're not.
It's weird on both sides, and some of that comes into play with a rookie quarterback in Minnesota. And I feel like that could decide whether Green Bay is number 2 or number 3. But it was weird on both sides. But Jerry Jones at this point, the farther into it he goes, the more he starts to approach. Because for years it's been the Jets front office is the worst in football. The Jets front office is the worst in football. I'm not saying Dallas is too, but it is spiraling closer every time one of these situations happens. And as an Eagles fan, I'm all for it. But as a football fan, somebody in Dallas got to be worried. And if that scouting department finds a job somewhere else, they're really going to be in trouble.
I mean, I push back a bit on that only because of the fact that, okay, at least with Dallas, they're competitive every year. At least they're going to the playoffs every year. And if they miss the playoffs, it's because of injuries and whatnot to, like, key players. The Jets, for example, haven't made the playoffs in 15 years? I mean, and they've added.
Fair, the last one may have been because Aaron Rodgers got hurt, but we'll never know that.
That's very true. No, but I think with this trade, though, it's twofold. For Green Bay in the short term, it's an A. Obviously, you add a guy that is going to be an impact player immediately to a team that needs an impact player on that side of the ball, okay? And if we assume Jordan Love is going to take the next step this year or the year after that, Green Bay could be a player. I mean, look, you look at the NFC right now. Obviously, the Philadelphia Eagles is the only sure thing you can see in the NFC. Everybody after that have question marks. Like, Detroit's really good. We agree with that. But they also lost both the coordinators, okay? So that's got to cost you some capital this year. Washington, are they this year's Houston Texans? We'll see. Could we see sophomore slump? I think it'll be a playoff team, spoiler alert, but we'll see how that plays out. San Francisco should be back. We'll see injuries and whatnot. But Green Bay is in that mix of teams that, to me, they're a guaranteed playoff team, no matter how you slice it, even without Micah. But with Micah now, they now inch closer to that conversation that if you see the elevation of Jordan Love moving forward, that they could be that team. And I don't want to do what I did last year and paint them as the lock to go to the conference championship. I'm not going to go that far. But it's open now for business to where this team can win the North. And this team can also, if all things equal, can be playing the Eagles for the right to go to Super Bowl this year. It would not shock me. As for Dallas, though, we're not going to know if this is a win for Dallas for another couple of years, because those draft picks don't get activated until next year and then the year after that. So we won't know in a couple of years if this is the mini version of the Herschel Walker trade. You know what I'm saying? But I think the intel that Dallas had, and I know we like to shut on Jerry Jones a lot, but I will say this. There's a lot of Luka Mavericks things here that kind of are very similar. Like the Mavs got rid of Luka because of we don't want to invest $300 million in you because you don't take care of your body, and as you get older, you have to buy something to train you. It's a bad investment at some point. With Micah, it is right. with Micah, it's this not as bad. But as Sean alluded to a while ago, there's the back issue now and all this stuff, and there's also the maturity stuff, the podcast, all that stuff. Maybe Dallas took a a pulse in the room. It's like, listen, he's a great player, but is he worth the investment long term? And does he get us in closer to the Super Bowl, even with him being in the roster? So the betting on their great scouting to use those picks to find right pieces to fill those holes, and we'll see how that goes. But for Green Bay, obviously short term an A+. For Dallas, we won't know yet.
Yeah, and look, here's the deal. Obviously, I'm further in the weeds on this than a lot of people are, and yeah, like when you look at the Cowboys team of the 90s and where they started and where they went, it started with the core, and it started with the family, and even and I get it's a Netflix documentary, but everybody that's on that documentary talking about what that team was, it was a tight group, it was a family, it was this, it was that. If you have a guy that, again, and these are based on reports by Sports Illustrated writers and blah blah blah, but there was a lot of reports that his podcast, some of his antics, that he was not the most liked guy in the room. So at some point you start to play that scale of talent versus worth, because as we've seen, the teams that have been most successful overall in the last decade or so have been groups that have felt like a team. Yes, you have star players. Yes, you certainly have guys who are standout individuals, but you look at that and go, man, this team, this group does feel very, very together. So I have personally not been a fan of Micah, the leader, the captain. You have a guy who walked off the sideline 5 minutes early during a loss last year. You have a guy who, look, I don't care. Now it's back gate, right? Like, is his back really hurt or is it not? But the Saturday before the trade, he's sleeping on a training table during the third preseason game. Like, I get it. You're in this holdout. You have a back injury, maybe not. But you have guys that, theoretically speaking, if you want to be a Cowboy, because now these are his words, if he wants to be a Cowboy, he wants to remain a Cowboy, these are guys that are going to be your teammates, my dude. And they're out here fighting for roster spots, and you're sleeping on a training table. Like, it's not good. It's not good looks. It was a clown show on both sides. It was two egotistical individuals who were fighting with each other. There hit a point where it was never gonna get put back together. So yeah, for the Packers, short term, especially if he can be healthy, they have a great player. That defense got better. But again, we're already talking about, is he going to suit up this week? How
exactly.
Look at the last couple of seasons. You get late in the year, Mike is beat up. He plays a lot. Physical sport, physical position. He's beat up. And you look at his performance in the playoff games the last couple of years. The stat line ain't good either. So maybe the Cowboys did start to weigh the return. And you have a whole new coaching staff. And whether we think Brian Schottenheimer is going to be a 1-year guy, 2-year guy, 7-year guy, you didn't want to start off with a toxic locker room either. So we'll get into predictions and where the teams stack up. But talking about there's Jair Alexander was an 18th overall pick. Leighton Vander Esch, I mean, obviously for the Cowboys, ended up having injury issues that sidelined him later in his career. He was in, when you start talking about those picks in that in that era. Jabril Peppers was a pick at 22. Obviously not on the defensive side of the ball. Jalen Reagor, Justin Jefferson. So there's good and bad that happen in that kind of in that 20 range. Brandon Ayuk.
And to Dallas' credit too. I'm sorry to interrupt you. To Dallas' credit, they have done very well with picking some of these diamonds in the rough. Again, we're going to say, they won a Super Bowl. Yes, but they're still winning 12 games a year. As a Giant fan, I'd rather be where the Cowboys are right now, winning 12 games a year, at least having a chance to compete for Super Bowls, than being 3-14 every goddamn year. So they've done a good job scouting wise. It's just getting to the next level now.
Yeah, and we'll see. Trades. All you have the value that is perceived when the trade goes down, and then you also have the hindsight trade and look, I know that there's comparisons, especially given the documentary and stuff like that. People wanting to compare this to the Herschel Walker trade. And now certainly if the Cowboys can turn 2 first-round picks and a defensive tackle into, 7 picks over the first 3 rounds over the next 3 years, then sure, it really starts to mirror that Herschel Walker trade. But go back and watch the media reaction to the Herschel Walker trade. It looked like the Cowboys had just imploded on themselves, and it turned out to be the deal that changed their franchise in a good way for the next decade. So,
right.
It's you always have hindsight to be able to go, now we actually did okay here, or we didn't.
And not only that, but the difference, there's a big difference between the Cowboys 2025 versus the Cowboys in 1989. 2025, all the staying last. Look, I don't count last year because of injuries. The Cowboys in the last couple of years have been a 12-win team for 3 years straight prior to last year. The Cowboys 1989 were 1-15. Okay, they were literally the bottom of the barrel. Okay, so the only way you had to go was up. So you take your best asset and you try to create something out of that, because they weren't winning maybe 2 more games with Herschel Walker on the roster. Like, come on.
Yeah. So certainly a much different landscape from the Cowboys, much different landscape in the National Football League. So, but yeah, definitely wanted to touch on that. And so now let's go to it as we are gearing up week 1 of the National Football League season. And as Sean said, it starts just 2 nights, obviously. We have a couple of homers here, so we'll see how we pick on this one. But it is the Dallas Cowboys open the season on the road at the Philadelphia Eagles, the defending Super Bowl champions, as much as I still hate to say that. The Eagles have a 7.5-point home favorite. You're over under 47.5. This one Thursday night, September 4th, 8:20 Eastern time on NBC. EJ, we'll start with you.
I do think this game, because of, as I always say on the show for like 5 years now, I've been doing this now, divisional optics are going to play a part in this. But Philadelphia, look, they're the champs. They're going to get the banner raised again this week. They'll cover the spread in a competitive game, though. They'll cover the spread, and I'll take the over.
All right, Sean.
Well, I think that when the line came out at 7, I thought it was, I don't want to say an insulting number, but it was a juicy number for bettors. And I think that, that 7.5 now, if there's any late action, it's going to keep moving up, because I think there's a chance. Obviously, you can talk about, I'm not going to use the O word, but yes, being a divisional rival, there's things in play that usurp necessarily just the talent on the field. But I still think there's a chance this game's out of hand, halftime or shortly thereafter. I don't think 7.5 is a close number. Give me the Eagles to cover fairly substantially, and I think that drives the game over 47.5.
Which O are you talking about there, Sean? Optics?
Yep, that's the one.
The one. It's
a good word. It's a nice word. Use it more often.
It used to be.
Did I wear it out?
Yes. Wore it out, beaten to death, one
smothered it, however you want to call it.
However you want to label it.
Every time you say, Jim, I think every time you use a cliche like optics and whatnot, just ding the bell.
Ding the bell. Well, this bell's only made of metal, EJ. It might die. Look, man, when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, I was like, all right, I feel like there's going to be one of 3 teams that's going to end up playing in Philly, and I thought Chiefs for the rematch, Commanders for the NFC title rematch, or the Cowboys. So I was not surprised when Dallas had their number called for opening night. I don't think you can start a coach's era in a much more like compromised position than losing your best, at least on paper, defensive player, aging quarterback coming off of injury, basically no real running back one, a upgrade at wide receiver 2, but he has attitude issues, and you're playing against arguably your biggest rival on the road as they unveil their second Super Bowl banner in 7 years. I don't, or at least maybe I hope, this is not going to be indicative of what the Brian Schottenheimer tenure is going to look like in Dallas. But I don't think it gets off to a very good start. So we will talk about records and predictions, but I have the Eagles winning and covering the 7.5. This I don't think it's going to be very close. I don't think
Dallas has the defensive pieces to keep it close.
No, I think it might be close early.
Yeah, maybe
in Dallas's offense certainly play. I mean, they have a great offense.
I think the only hope Dallas would have to have this covered would be some like Philly mistakes early or a forced turn. Like if you can get like a pick 6 or a kick return or something where you get like a quick 6 and maybe take an early lead where Philly has to like fight back and like take a. I still think you would end up losing the game, but you might be able to cover if that happened. But that's the only thing I can see. In my mind.
And for Philly, I saw today that the team is staying in the locker room during the celebrations.
They're not going to watch the banner at all.
Like they're not worried about any of this. They're going to go through their game day routine, and to me,
they already won it. They celebrated it already.
Yeah, like to me, that's worse news for the Dallas Cowboys, because sometimes you can get off of your routine and off of your rhythm.
They get a little caught up in it,
That smells like Jalen Hurts. That's a Jalen Hurts thing. I almost guarantee you that's something.
I can guarantee you if the team was out there, Jalen Hurts probably wouldn't have been.
Yeah. Well, I think it was a Sirianni call too.
Yeah, Sirianni's the one that said we're not going out.
Sure.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sure he consulted with leadership within the team, but
captain, the Gold C.
But it's I have the Cowboys, and maybe it's just in light of everything. I have them at 6-11 for the season. By the way, then you get off to the one.
Wow.
There. All right. Yeah. And look, there's certainly some games in that schedule that could go either way, but I'm erring on the side of, you can call it negativity, you can call it reality, whatever, but it just there's a lot working against the Cowboys, and in a weird way I'm actually okay with it. I'm actually very calm going into the season, because with the new regime you don't really have any expectations. So all right, next one, Devin has the Eagles winning in this one as well. This one we go Friday night, 8:00 Eastern time on YouTube, not YouTube TV, YouTube. This one being played in Brazil. It is the defending AFC champion, the Kansas City Chiefs. They're a 3-point favorite against my Los Angeles Chargers. The over-under on this one, 45.5. EJ, we'll start with you again.
Yeah, I know the Chargers are missing a strong left tackle for the year, and that's a big injury. But I just have a sneak suspicion about this game. The Chargers always get the Chiefs issues every year, no matter what. I just think fresh week 1, give me the Chargers to win this game outright and give me the over.
Right, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things. Every time we pick the Chiefs Chargers, especially since Harbaugh's been there's been a lot of reasons to like the Chargers in these matchups, but for some reason they can't win all of them. I do see a chance that these are split, and normally I would say that I would lean on the home team here, but I'm going to go the opposite. I feel like there's just enough different. There's some new young faces in the Chargers locker room. I feel like normally the loss of Rashee Rice for 6 games would be a thing, but I know Andy Reid already planned on that. And I'm pretty sure I think it kind of puts Andy Reid in a similar boat he was in for years in Philadelphia, where he's got the luxury of you not being sure who the number 1 wide receiver is. And you're pretty sure it's Kelsey, and you would be right. But beyond that, I don't think you know who's featured. You don't know if it's Worthy. You don't know if it's Hollywood Brown, who looks healthy. There's a lot of guys on that offense that could sneakily help win a game, as well as a racist, sexist kicker who can kick it a mile. I'm going to go ahead and say here early in the season, I'm going to trust my man Andy Reid to win a close game, and take the early thing. But I think as we approach the rematch, when we approach that rematch later in the year, I could lean Chargers as they get Hampton going, and we see the health of Najee and how that backfield shakes out, and we see how some of the new younger wide receivers kind of step in behind McConkey and where Keenan Allen. I think there's just a lot of pieces that have moved, and Allen obviously has come back, and I feel like the wide receiver room just kind of it confuses me a little. So give me Andy, give me to cover the 3 points. However, I think the defenses are better once again than everybody gives credit for in these two teams, and I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, I think if you're gonna touch this game in week 1, neutral site, out of country, I wouldn't really touch this game at all. But I think the under is the smart play, just because a lot of those reasons, a lot of new. And the faces.
Chargers are the home team, right? Technically,
Chargers are the technical home team. Yeah.
How brutal is that for Harbaugh to give up your home game against the continuous defending champ in your own division to go play in freaking Brazil?
Have you met Jim Harbaugh? I don't think he cares. He's a football.
He'd be like, whatever, man.
You tell me where I'm going to play, and I'm going to be there with cleats on. So
Andy Reid's I got to fly where?
Yeah, I don't think it affects Jim Harbaugh at all. Yeah, it's these games are always tight. We saw them last year. I think the Chiefs had won both games by a total of 5 points or something like that. So always play these two teams tight. So I think the Chargers, regardless, are going to cover. So cover and the under, I think, is the smartest play. But it should be no surprise here. I am taking my Los Angeles Chargers to get the win here in week 1.
Yeah, that number's the reason I went over is because that number. I took the over only because that number's low enough. Because I do think it's a defensive game, but they put that number because normally these Chiefs Chargers games are like high 40s, low 50s.
Yeah, so, I think it's just a product of no Rashee Rice. Travis Kelce had a down year last year, and then you look on the Chargers side of the ball, rookie running back, new running back, some different looks on receiver. I know you get Keenan Allen back, but he's still kind of an aged wide receiver. So I think it's just there's a lot of different pieces at play that, and then you account for different stadium, different playing surface. It's
different night of the week. It's like a whole different thing. But EJ, nobody was attacking your decision there to go over. We were just pointing out why the opposite. No. We were just pointing out why the opposite decision was the correct one. That's all we were doing. Looks like Devin forgot somebody's name. Devin didn't even pick the game. He's just calling out one of us. He's hey Chief. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one of us is Chief.
I'm going to assume EJ because he's the most forgettable. I think.
Well, that's true, but I'm Chief because I'm in charge.
Because you're in charge, so it could be that Chief.
So I think I might be.
But I picked.
But I'm the Chief. I am the
maybe I'm the Chief.
But I am also the alleged Chiefs fan on his panel. So
how about we just don't be Chiefs? None of us be Chiefs.
None of us be Chiefs. Could be offensive. I'm not sure.
Whatever you say.
All right,
that's true.
Next one, we go to a team that we were just talking about a couple minutes ago. We go to Green Bay Sunday, 4:25 Eastern time on CBS. It is the defending division champions in the North, the Detroit Lions. They travel to Green Bay to take on the Packers, who are a 2.5-point home favorite. Your over under on this one is 47.5. EJ.
This is the game I'm actually probably looking forward to most. I know that the last game we're going to cover is
one.
obviously the biggest one of the weekend but this game to me, especially after the Micah trade, because I want to see, number one, obviously with Green Bay now, we'll see where they're at. Micah plays this game this week, we'll see. But I'm really curious of all the teams in the NFC, probably Detroit is the one team I want to see. Okay, is there a step back because of losing Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson to other jobs? Because again, my thought process is that has to cost you something, right? Now, does it cost you maybe 2 less wins this year? Maybe, I don't know. But with Green Bay improving with Micah, and hopefully Green Bay may be better in general, that makes that divisional race more intriguing. In this game, I'm not going to say it's must win, obviously, but man, this is a huge game because but this is a huge game, and I think the race number 2 in the NFC now with Micah now at Green Bay. If you assume that he's going to be the guy there, and the Packers surge and whatnot. These are the 2 teams battling for that spot, not just for the NFC, not for the North, but also for battling competing with the Eagles. So this game is huge. I'm going to take Green Bay on this one to win outright. They'll cover as well. But I'll take the under in this game. Actually, that number is I don't know, man. That's a great number, week 1 number, man. But I'm going to take the under just because of Detroit's losing the coordinators, and then maybe Micah does make a difference. We'll see. I'll take the under this one.
Yeah, very good, Sean.
Well, EJ, sweeter words have never been spoken. I will say this: throw up Devin's thing that he made sure we weren't going to make fun of. He actually typed the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, he locked it in.
Detroit Lions.
The Detroit Lions.
Devin, you ain't lying because I like the Lions in this one. I know the loss of the coordinators typically is a spill, but they're, when you lose an offensive coordinator, you lose your defensive coordinator, you still have Dan the Man Campbell there, and you have a lot of leaders on that defense that have been aching to be healthy for a long time. They had to watch the team suffer without them, and you have Hutchinson and you have other guys up front that all just kind of kept falling, and you have a healthy defensive backfield, which is the reason I kept picking against them at the end of the year last year. And I think the health of the Detroit Lions, and on the offensive side, I think one of the more underrated quarterback minds in football in Jared Goff is fully capable of absorbing a new playbook and of using it to his advantage. And my guess is there's very few guys in the NFL that have worked harder in the offseason to learn than Jared Goff. I thought he was very well represented on the Netflix documentary. It kind of really showed how much work he's actually putting in, and
he was,
and it really kind of kept the camera on him and showed you that Jared Goff is as capable as just about anyone in the league when it comes to playing that position. So I'm going to take the Lions. I'm going to say that while the Packers defense will improve with Micah Parsons, I feel like it's been a bit of a distraction. There's now a plug and play with a new player, and I still, for a team that had a team full of wide receiver 2s, to go out and use a first pick on another wide receiver 2 is just. Do I think he has a chance to be the best of the wide receiver 2s? Yes, but all he really did was replace a broken Christian Watson.
What'd you do?
Yeah, he's just Christian Watson's replacement because that man is made of glass and will never play a full season. Hurt already, by the way. Already hurt, not going to play. So you kind of plug Golden in there, but yeah, I just trust Dan Campbell and the Lions as a product better. And I think that they're going to come out and just steamroll past that 2.5 mark. I do think the Packers will score points, and I do think that 47.5 number is a little low for this one. Give me the over and the Lions to go exact opposite of EJ.
I think the number. I think the number is really good. I think with these two high-powered offenses, the over, even if it's slight, is going to be the play. But here's the thing, and you can call me a hater, you can call me a disgruntled ex, whatever. But I don't think Micah even plays this week. I think the injuries going to be
and
much
just
to
being
overcome, and being new. Yeah, I mean, this deal only got done late last week, so you have a little over 7 days to get up to speed. Today was the first time that he practiced with the team. Didn't spend a ton of time out there and had to go get a treatment. So
I think it's the right play if you're Green Bay. I'm much
long
lower
term,
on them than most
certainly.
people.
I mean, it's
one game of 17, and even
Yeah.
if it's 2 or 3 till he's healthy, just make sure he's healthy. That would be my advice to Green Bay. But hopefully they watch the pod.
Well, no, hopefully he plays, and it's a bad choice.
Sean said
but
we
anyway,
should sit him.
No, I like the Lions. I still think, and we were talking about the trade. To me, the Lions are still the Lions are the best team in this division until somebody proves to me they're not. So give me the Lions on the road to go into Green Bay and get started with the win. And like I said, I will take the over there as well. And last one for the week 1 picks, we have Sunday night 8:20 Eastern time on NBC. It's a game that we're getting familiar with year after year after year after year. It is the Baltimore Ravens traveling to the Buffalo Bills. Final season up there in was that Highmark Stadium or New Era Stadium or whatever the hell it's called anymore. But final year at the old stadium.
Yeah, formerly Ralph Wilson.
Final season at the old stadium. The Bills are a 1.5 point home favorite. Your over under on this one is 50.5. EJ.
Wow. Rematch of probably the best game of the playoffs last year. This was a classic, obviously. Obviously, this is going to be a measuring stick game, of course. Baltimore this year feels like a do or die year for Baltimore. Like this is a year, like if they fail to at least get to the Super Bowl, that it's maybe some change to be made there at some point. But I do think Baltimore this week 1, will win this game in a competitive game. Give Baltimore outright to win this game, and give me the over on this one.
All right, Sean.
I feel like the old fence sitter up there every year. I feel like Buffalo is the fence sitter special because all year it's Josh Allen and the Bills defense, and it's Lamar Jackson and then when they have to play each other, EJ just doesn't know what to do with himself, and he's just. I'm pretty sure the last 3 or 4 times they've played, you eventually default to Lamar Jackson. You take the skill player, you take the flashy player, and unfortunately, once again, I'm going to agree this time with EJ, probably on both respects. I think Ravens-Bills is going to be a lot of points, so I'm going to take the over. But I think what does it for me is they're going to key up obviously the Josh Allen Lamar Jackson matchup, and they're going to talk about the performances they've had. And I think Lamar Jackson is going to put on a little bit of a show. But there's 2 things in play here that make me lean Baltimore. I think Buffalo still has, for me, a lot of question marks on the receiving end of things. The throwing things, they have it, right? You have arguably the best passer in the league. I just still don't know what kind of product they have catching them. People try to sell me on Shakir. I'm like, yep, great slot guy. Who else you got? They have this great tight end who last year took a huge step back from where he was the year before. And I just feel like they just keep asking Josh Allen to do everything on his own. I do think that he has an opportunity this year to have Keon Coleman. If he can stay healthy, this could be a big step forward year for Keon Coleman. So if you're looking for a late round flyer, you're out there drafting right now and you're stuck in like the 10th round. I don't know why he would still be there the 10th round, but either way, if he's still there, go grab him because I think there's a chance. But the other piece de la resistance would be the presence of one Derrick Henry on the other side of the ball, and I think week 1 things could be sputtering, things could be having some issues, timing could be off. The one thing that's not going to be off is Derrick Henry's ability to run people over and chew up massive amounts of the field. And I feel like he's going to be the difference maker in this one. He's my MVP in the week 1 matchup between these 2. And I'm going to take the Ravens to easily cover 1.5 and push this thing over.
Yeah, you have 2 teams that, I mean, obviously are on premier teams in the NFL. I mean, the talent-wise, they've been there Every year they're in the conversation for, will this team go to the Super Bowl? Will this team win the conference? Will this team finally win the Super Bowl? And neither team's been able to get over that hump yet. And starting off against each other on Sunday night, and it really does feel like we're here at the start. We could be here at the end, sort of a deal. But I'm kind of with you, Sean, on this one, and just that Josh Allen, tremendous. I mean, what else needs to be said about about the defending league MVP? But for a team that you go defensively really good, coaching strong, quarterback tremendous, running back position, James Cook came on huge last year at times, and you go, if there's one weakness on this team, it's wide receiver. It's who's catching the ball, and they just didn't do enough, I don't think, to put them over. The Ravens, it's kind of business as usual. They continue to just be the Baltimore Ravens, and Harbaugh, I think, got an extension in the offseason too. So it's they know what they are. They have their identity, and see if they will continue it. For me, I like Baltimore to get the start with the win here. So give me Baltimore to cover in the win. I do like the over as well. And that's how we will get rolling on Sunday Night Football this year.
Easy there, Muhammad Ali.
Devin has the Bills and the over by a mile, so I would
yeah.
Also, this just came across my feed here. We were talking about the Eagles not watching the championship banner. It turns out CeeDee Lamb will watch the unveiling of the Super Bowl banner and will attempt to use it as motivation.
Hey, I think that's
he says it's an end goal.
I think that's cute.
It is cute.
Yeah, I think that's solid logic. You look back over a couple of years when the Eagles lost the Super Bowl, when Michigan lost in the in the playoffs a couple of years ago. They kind of took the same approach. Notre Dame took a similar approach last year. You kind of remember how it feels to not be that team. Right. And you could certainly
well, it shouldn't be hard to remember not being that team
as motivation.
Doubts,
but
I guess,
man, if you're on the field for these big moments,
slow roll burn there. He just kept swallowing my words. I'm like, I don't know if this is even making sense, but I think it was very, very tangible.
All right,
hit the spot.
Yeah,
all right. So before we get into our full season predictions, instead of doing the over-unders like we've done the last couple of years, I want to do something a little bit different. And it's kind of a segment steal from the Dan Patrick Show where they will do in or out. So it's basically, you look at the teams, and we do have. Hold on, we got the fourth man, Mike.
What up?
Oh, hey there.
How's it going, Mike?
Oh, on break from work, I figured I would check in, see where we're at.
You look clean.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Look nice.
Where are we at? What we talking about?
We're kicking it off here with the in or out. So basically, I'm going to present the 14 teams that made the NFL playoffs a year ago. And this one real easy. No discussion. No, we don't need a lot of extra. There'll be plenty of that in the full season prediction. But basically, are you in or are you out on this team getting back to the NFL playoffs this year? So we will start in the AFC since they didn't win it all last year, and we will start with the 7 seed from a year ago, the Denver Broncos.
The Denver Broncos.
So Mikey B, in or out? Denver Broncos make it back to the NFL playoffs.
In.
All right, Sean.
This is my closest one. In.
All right, EJ.
Out.
Ooh, okay. I am in. Number 6 seed, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Mikey B.
Ayahuasca. Sorry, that's long for out.
Out. Yeah.
Out. Okay.
Out.
Sean.
Out. More on how far out later.
EJ.
In, actually.
Ugh.
I am out on the Steelers.
You would be ayahuasca.
The good news for everyone betting against the Steelers is Devin and EJ both have them in. So
there you go.
There we go.
Here's the
and if they are out, Mike Tomlin also out.
We should learn that later.
The Los Angeles Chargers, Mikey B.
Should win the division, but in.
Ooh, okay. Sean.
In.
EJ.
Easy in, actually.
Yeah, easy in. Easy in. The number 4 seed and defending AFC South champion, Houston Texans, Mike.
Who gives a shit? I mean, in. Sorry.
Sean.
I think it's going to be closer than people think, but in.
All right, EJ.
In. I mean, that's the default thing because the division sucks. So
yeah, until
More
another
on that
team
later, EJ.
Until another team proves otherwise, the Texans are in. The number 3 seed defending North champion, Baltimore Ravens, Mike.
Begrudgingly.
All right, Sean.
Easily in.
EJ.
Probably the easiest in of the entire. Well, not the easiest one, but it's definitely in. But.
Yeah, definitely in for the Ravens. The defending AFC East champion, the Buffalo Bills, Mike.
The easiest in the AFC.
Okay.
The repeat
Correct.
AFC East champion.
Yeah, multi-time.
In.
Yeah, Buffalo's easy. The divisions I forgot. Yeah, easiest in because divisions are less likely to resist.
Enough Josh Allen. How about Josh all in?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. We have some breaking news.
Already?
The Bills already in.
They're already in.
NFL playoffs. So yeah, no.
Welcome to the playoffs, everybody. You're just trying to eliminate their bye at this point.
I mean, they clinched the division in like week 10, I think it was.
Yeah,
last year,
like that.
actually.
Yeah,
last year they
clinched this year's division last
year.
Yeah.
This I think is the easiest in of the entire bunch. All right, and then lastly, your number 1 seed, your AFC West champion, reigning defending, the Kansas City Chiefs, Mike.
Can't wait to watch them win another playoff spot.
Sean.
Yeah, closer than years past, but in pretty easily.
All right, EJ.
They're in, but a little more resistant than usual.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, Chiefs do get back in as well. Now we move to the NFC. We have the number 7 seed, the Green Bay Packers, Mike.
Probably in.
Okay. Sean.
This could change by the time we make our predictions. Temporarily, they are out.
Okay. EJ.
Oh, they're in. They're definitely in.
Again, you can call me a hater, whatever. The Green Bay Packers out. The number 6 seed, the Washington Commanders, Mike.
Easy like Sunday morning.
There you go. Sean.
Again, could change. Currently in.
Okay. EJ.
A slight regression, but they're still in.
All right. Slight progression in.
Ooh.
The number 5 seed, the Minnesota Vikings. Mike.
Small regression. JJ McCarthy, not the bad quarterback that everybody thinks he is. In.
All right. Sean.
Aaron Jones and the Minnesota Vikings are in.
All right. EJ.
This is tough because if McCarthy does step up, I can see him in, but I'm going to go out for now.
All right. Because I respect the former national champion, the University of Michigan, in.
I know we all said in, but that's Homer.
That is Homer.
It's true.
Large.
That is. A little
You
bit.
added a love story. That makes it a Homer.
Large.
Well, that's right. It's all about love. It's all about love.
It is. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's
I
right.
love Andy Reid so much.
All right, you're defending NFC West champions, the 4th seed, the Los Angeles Rams. Mike.
In if Stafford stays healthy.
Okay, Sean.
Repeat NFC West champions in.
All right, EJ.
They're in, but Stafford's back is definitely concerning, and San Fran's schedule is very, very easy.
Your
So,
stance is
but
concerning.
I'll go in though. Regardless.
Camera shot isn't concerning.
Similar to why the Houston Texans get in, the Rams get in, regardless of if Stafford stays healthy or not.
Really?
Death, taxes, and Stetson Bennett.
Damn right, man. He looked good in the. I know it's the preseason.
He'll do anything McVay says. It's fine.
But he looked good. All right. The defending NFC South champions, the 3 seed, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Mike.
They have other teams in that division?
Yeah, allegedly.
They have one.
The Fraud Cons?
Allegedly.
An all-star team of all of the other 3 teams in that division?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The fact that Mike Evans is plus 100 for going over 1,000 yards this year is diabolical. Buccaneers by a bajillion.
All right, Sean.
2 things. 1, the Rams also have Jimmy Garoppolo. And 2,
I said what I said.
Bucks are in substantially, yes.
All right, DJ.
This is probably the easiest in the entire NFL, actually.
Last year, I was the only Buccaneers, and I got made fun of for it.
Well, we've learned.
Everybody bought into the Kirk Cousins and the Falcons train.
Everybody bought into it for the first 4 weeks.
The Falcons will do it now.
Mistakes were made. The Bucks in. The reigning NFC East and Super Bowl champion, barf. So not only in, but do they? Well, no, we'll get to those predictions. Eagles in or out, Mike?
Ernest, this was the easiest in.
All right, Sean.
Just take the out, buddy. Just give yourself a
In. They're already in.
EJ, they are already in.
Pass.
That's
I did
in.
Come on, of course they're in now.
simulation of the season, AI simulated a season where the Eagles and the Chiefs both don't make it.
Yeah.
And I was like, your program's broken.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Just grab on to whatever AI simulation you need. I'm grabbing.
I don't know what AI did that, but they're a Terminator. Like,
Well,
I'm grabbing on to the AI that has the Cowboys winning the Super Bowl in 2034. So I'm the light at the end of the tunnel.
Also a Terminator that will destroy
when the Chiefs don't make the playoffs because Kelsey and Swifty have an argument and there's a disturbance in the force.
All right. Yeah, Eagles in. Last one, your defending North champions, the number 1 seed Detroit Lions. Mike.
You can talk about how much they've lost on the defensive side of the football, but there's one thing in life that's certain. Death, taxes, and Man Campbell. Give me the Lions as a hard in.
All right, Sean.
Man Campbell makes his mark again in.
All right, EJ.
Oh, they're definitely getting in. Yeah, definitely getting in.
Yeah, absolute in on my Detroit Lions. So that is where we go on the playoff teams. Sorry, Devin, I missed. I think he had in on the last 3.
In.
Yeah,
Yes.
As he easily should have. All right, so now we go on to the full season. That we run down the full list. We will start in the NFC on this one. We will go to the AFC. We'll then do Super Bowl winner, league MVP, and what team will have the number 1 overall pick. So let's start with the NFC East. Let me just put it this way. Does anybody have anybody that isn't Philadelphia as your NFC East champion? All right.
No.
That one was pretty easy.
Unfortunately.
That was easy.
Yeah, I think we even have the easy button.
That was easy.
All right. NFC North. EJ, we'll start with you. Who's your NFC North team?
I have Detroit, but I think I've also done this before the Micah trade. So, but I have Detroit. But I think
Here's the fence.
Nip and tuck with Detroit, though. Nip and tuck for Detroit.
You have Detroit. Okay. Sean, your NFC North champion.
Well, then you better hope you're wrong on that Lions-Packers Week 1 matchup you just predicted. No, give me the Detroit Lions. I think that you can talk all you want about JJ McCarthy being better than, I mean, he's probably better than people think he's going to be. That's fine. You can tell me all this great about Jordan Love and making the next step. His next step isn't large enough to catch up to Jared Goff. Give me the Detroit Lions and Man Campbell to win the NFC North. No doubt.
All right, Mikey B.
We're talking about a guy being the swing position here that got traded and then may not play in the first game because he's got like a grown toenail or something. Like, this guy's already milking this team for money. He just got this largest contract to a non-quarterback. Yeah, I'm out. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, look, it was going to be a recurring theme a bit for me with a couple of teams in these ones where, look, the NFC North is one of the best divisions in football, probably the best in the NFC.
Top two.
So, you know, like, but until somebody shows me otherwise, I trust in Man Campbell. I trust in Jared Goff. I trust in what they're doing. I don't care that you change coordinators. You still have an unbelievable defense. You have unbelievable weapons on both sides. You have a better running back two than a handful or more teams have as a running back one. So you don't need to really fix anything. Just make sure that you don't get hurt. Like that's pretty much where Detroit's at. So the Lions do repeat in the NFC North. NFC South, similar to the East. Does anybody have anybody that isn't the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Nope, raise the flags.
Like EJ was like, do I pick the Saints? Yeah, no.
First round by New Orleans Saints.
Worst team in football this year than the Saints, in fact.
Yeah, they're
going to be close.
Easiest over under the year. 6.5 wins to the Saints, way under.
Way under. All right. Yeah, that's, I mean, when you don't have a quarterback, that's pretty easy. All right, NFC West, EJ.
I have the Rams.
Okay. Sean?
I also have the Los Angeles Rams. In McVay, I trust.
There you go. Mikey B?
I don't actually remember who I put on my document.
I believe you picked the San Francisco 49ers on the docket, but you're welcome to change it on air.
Here's the thing. While I trust Sean McVay.
Yeah, Niners.
And I know you've mentioned Jimmy Garoppolo being the backup quarterback. We forget Jimmy G is a lifelong 49er fan who will probably cost the Rams game somehow in this series. So I will stay with my gut. I will go with a hopefully healthy Christian McCaffrey and the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, look, I know you have Jimmy G, but you know, Stetson Bennett's a guy that they took higher than I think some people expected them to.
I don't care who you play.
Did he go higher than
What's that, Mike?
Did he go higher than Shedeur?
Yeah, most people did.
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah.
Oh, then that means Stetson Bennett greater than Shedeur Sanders.
Damn.
You know, but it's just I just, you know, to me, I don't even know that the 49ers are the wild card in this division, meaning the ones that could maybe disrupt some things. Like, I think that team could potentially be Seattle, because you know you have same coaching staff, but you bring in Sam Darnold, you subtract Geno Smith. Is Sam Darnold was last year a fluke, or was that him actually showing, you know, who he is? You know, some big changes at the receiver position, but I think Seattle could potentially be, and not that the Niners can't be. Like, they do have talent.
At the very least, Seattle will be a very large thorn in the side of anyone trying to win that division.
Yeah, correct.
On the Arizona Cardinals either.
Yeah, it's just
they're gonna be offensively frisky.
That's correct.
Oh, there's that word.
Ding.
I just thought I'd get it out.
EJ's been described as that on a lot of message boards.
There we go.
That guy's offensively frisky.
Before Ernest said it, so I was just like,
EJ's been described by that by his wife. All right, let's go to the wild card, and we'll run down in order. So go wild card 1, wild card 2, wild card 3. EJ, who are your 3 wild card teams.
All right, so wild card 1, I have the Niners. Wild card 2, I have the Packers. Wild card 3, I have the Commanders.
Okay, so there's your regression with Washington, but
Yeah.
still getting in. All right, Sean, your 3 wild card teams in the NFC.
Well, my wild card 1, I have the Minnesota Vikings.
Skull.
Okay.
My wild card 2, I have the San Francisco 49ers.
Okay.
If nothing else on the schedule that they have in front of them, it's a very lucrative looking one. And then my wild card 3, I have the reason I was on the fence earlier with the Green Bay, Washington,
because you didn't want you to be alone.
I have, it's not even a fence. I have a square or let's call it a rhombus.
Yeah.
I have a rhombus, which a square is technically a rhambus, EJ. I know you're not really good with maths, so
allegedly.
Let's go with square. Just
he's
because
good with
EJ
numbers,
understands, he gets called that all the time.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's this. It's going to come down to the season, but Washington, Green Bay, Atlanta, and Seattle, for me, are kind of all teams that could, but probably won't. And I'm going to go with the one everyone else is going with, just so that if I'm wrong, you are too. And I'm going to take the Washington Commanders here. I'll stick to what I wrote on the paper, but that could easily be Green Bay if Jacobs has a couple big days, or maybe Micah Parsons ever plays, or whatever.
Sean, they got to work for that.
But I'll take Washington for now by wild card 3.
Sean, they got to work for those teams.
Yeah, but Seattle, I could easily. I'm with Jim. I think Seattle. Maybe they don't push the Rams out, but maybe they're. I just couldn't take a third West team.
Yeah,
I would have been okay. Yeah. I would have been okay with a third North team because, like you said, it's the strongest. But I'm just going to assume that if I think Green Bay is third, that they're going to exchange losses enough that they're going to be too far out.
Right.
I'll take Washington.
All right, Mikey B, your 3 wild card teams in the NFC.
I believe I went with the Commodore 64. I believe I have the Rams as the 3.
You did not.
No. You had the Falcons at 3.
Yeah, you had.
Yeah, I got Michael Penix because this one's for. Who did I have it 2? I don't even remember. Minnesota.
You had the Commanders at 2.
Oh fuck! Who's the one then?
The Packers.
Oh yeah, it makes sense then.
Yeah. All right.
The Fraud Cons is officially just for Kyle. I hope you're listening, miss you, bud. There you go.
Student of the game, follow him. I guess we gotta have the bell. For me, I have the Commanders. I said I have them progressing. I think they're not going to catch Philly as your East winner. But they're going to get in as the 5 seed this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think that team is going to keep the momentum moving forward. I basically have these 2 teams flip-flopping. So I have Minnesota getting in as your 6th seed. And then I did go back to the North. No, I'm just kidding. I did, truth be told, I did have the 49ers written in here, but I changed it. The more I sounded it out, and as I'm talking about it, it's a team that I said could actually be more of a thorn in the side in that division than the 49ers. I'm going in Sam Darnold, we trust.
There you go.
I'm going
Hey Darnold.
Hey Darnold. I am going with Seattle and
if
also
Seattle gets in, I'll buy you a Hey Darnold shirt. I'll have it custom made.
They have those badass throwbacks as well. So
they do have those.
We won't do our conference champion picks yet. We'll circle back to those here in a second. But let's move to the AFC. And we'll go in opposite direction. Mike, who do you have as your wait, does anybody the Bills? Everybody's got the Bills, right? We all got Bills?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was easy.
The goddamn Jets.
That was easy.
That was easy.
Does anybody have anybody but the Ravens in the North?
All Ravens.
Begrudgingly.
That was easy.
All right. That was also easy.
That was easy.
Anybody have anyone but the Texans in the South?
Nope.
Okay. Once again, that one.
That was easy.
And then tell me about the West. I assume Jim has a different West.
Does anyone have anybody but the Chiefs in the West?
I have the Chiefs, but I'm so close picking the Chargers.
So I'll decipher that. The answer was no, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
That was easy.
Right. I'm just saying. Someone has
and you know what? Like, this was a point when I had that square in the NFC. I do have like a little bit of a debate in my mind of like the wild card 3, but I felt that while the AFC, everybody loves the Bills, they love the Ravens, they want to talk about Andy Reid and the Chiefs. What the NFC has is a very strong middle where you could be like, yeah, I could see the Packers making it. I could see Atlanta making it. I could. In the AFC, that middle is much shorter.
Yep.
Like, I think that the leaders in the AFC are so far ahead of the people chasing them. Now, the South is the South, and could the Texans stink? And we would be not that surprised. Yeah, I could, Texans go under 500 and just, well, I guess we were wrong there.
This guy sucks.
But it's just that there's a little bit more of a gap between that cream that rose to the top and where
the NFC is competitive. The AFC is dominated by three or four teams.
Right. And it's why when it comes MVP time, the AFC always looks appealing because they're just like beating the crap out of teams.
Right. It's the AFC.
Those teams stuck.
The AFC team is a 3-team show. Fourth team if the Bengals are healthy, right? Like that's
if
really
the Bengals can stop anyone from scoring. That's pretty much what it is.
We don't stop anybody from scoring. They got to stop us.
No, you got to stop them like 3 times.
No, we don't. Fuck that.
Just 3.
Only 3.
One.
All right, so let's do the. I wanted to put. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to put the Chargers. I don't think they're quite there yet. But the framework is there, for them to take that spot. Especially with a Chiefs team that is starting to age. But Mike, we'll go to you. Your 3 AFC wild card teams.
Again, I don't have the paper in front of me. I know I have the Chargers and the Bengals in some order.
You have Bengals 1.
Homer.
You have Chargers 2.
Do I have I don't have the Steelers as the 3, do I?
You don't.
Thank fucking God. At least I didn't do that to
I think
myself.
you took Bo Nix.
The Denver
Broncos. Want to know why?
You went Bo Nix.
Because Bo knows.
Bo knows football. Bo knows playoff. All right, Sean. Your 3 wild card teams in the AFC.
Well, I think there's not as much of a middle, but there is a middle, and I think that it's a top heavy middle, and I think the Chargers are the next best. So I'm going to take the Chargers as my wild card 1.
Okay.
I think it sets up nice for them. I think they split with Kansas City, and then from there it's just kind of a push there. So give me the Chargers. I also have the Bengals. Okay. I feel like last year they were on a lot of the close games. There were a ton of games that Joe Burrow shelled out and put his team right there. And he said, look, we were down 3 scores, but there's 400 yards. There's all the touchdowns. Just stop them for 15 seconds. Please. And the defense was like, absolutely not.
It's like, no, I don't think I'm going to do
Pass.
that.
No. The defense's best I can do is a field goal opportunity from inside of 40 yards. And we're like, that's not at all what we asked for. Not at all.
Bengals are like, here, we got a win for you. The defense says.
Defense is like, yeah, but I bet on the Ravens. Not so fast. By the way, that would have been my answer to the best part of college football week 1 was Lee Corso.
Absolutely.
Amen.
But, yeah, I got the Bengals. And then my third one, I do still have a shape here. EJ, it's a triangle. That one has 3 sides. I have Denver in.
You would.
But
the Denver Broncos.
And the only reason is because my other 2 teams that I like were so bad before. But I like everything they've done. I like what the Patriots have done, and I wanted to put them in, but I can't. I just can't do it.
There's a lot
and my
of
other team's the exact same scenario because I like where the Jaguars are.
Mm-hmm.
It's more like I like where they are from where they were.
Sure.
And I think if Trevor Lawrence is healthy, I think their wide receiving core is good enough. I like they're going to go running back by committee, and I like that. And I think defensively they're good enough to win the South or to get close. So, but I can't do it. I can't put them in. I just would like it to be known that I like both those teams, but give me Denver in as my wild card 3.
All right, very good. EJ, your 3 wild card teams.
My wild card 1 is the Chargers.
Okay.
Wild card 2 is the Steelers. And wild card 3, if the defense plays even somewhat average, the Bengals.
All right.
Somewhat average.
You got 3 North teams in the playoffs?
Yeah.
What are you smoking in that van?
Ayahuasca.
Oh, that'll do it.
I'll say he got his delivery from QA Ron.
That's right.
He'll do that.
Feeling good, brother.
I'll put you in the playoffs if I can have a hit of that. You know.
So for me, I do have the Bengals. I do have the Bengals as my wild card 1. I think last year they from what was it, Mike? About week 10 on, they were one of the hottest teams in the NFL, and they just had dug themselves such a deep hole.
It was so bad
to start the year.
City Chiefs start me, you, Ernest, and Sean as their offensive line in week 18.
Yeah, dude, it was
to make sure they didn't play us in the first round.
Like watching the Hard Knocks on them, it was like in even that quarterback documentary, it's just like, man, this is such a bummer because they were really
I like everything Joe said.
Watching
everything he does.
Watching Joe Burrow, watching that Broncos game, Chiefs game, and that final game of the year, that was kind of sad, man. It's like you worked so hard to get to this point, and God.
Well, it's like what you say. We're like, well, the beginning as loss early in the year isn't the end of the world, but several of them are. You're in a lot of trouble, you just got to dig your ass out, and
you mentioned it,
quite do it.
Aside from the loss to the Eagles, that ballooned late in that game, they didn't get the right side of 1-score games the entire season. They were just
every time something missed, because they could have had the Ravens, but their kicker decided to miss an easy field goal.
Yeah.
They could have had, and then the Ravens hit a very difficult one. There was just a lot of
game where they
can't do it, but they can.
The Ravens lost. The Patriots lost.
The Ravens lost twice.
The Commanders lost. There's one of those. Yeah, just get one of those wins. One of those games they were in.
Yeah.
So
just. So I think the Bengals are going to be much improved. They're going to be back to being more what we expect them to be.
As long as we can see more of those white unis, I'm on board.
For the dope.
Speaking of great unis, my Chargers are going to be my wild card 2. And I think it's just going to you're going to have a loss here, a loss there. There's a lot of youth on this team that's going to require some learning experiences. So they will, they will not grab the wild card 1. And I do have another team coming out of the West.
The Denver Broncos.
So really, as far as I go, there's only 2 teams, one in each conference that are new in the playoff field. So, all right, let's go to the champions of each conference. EJ, who is your NFC champ and who is your AFC champ?
I got to check out real quick. My lock of the year: Joe Burrow will lead the league in passing and break the passing record.
I didn't see that.
We got
all right.
The odds are good because I traded him in my dynasty league. But I got Bijan, so let's not overreact.
There you go. All right, EJ, NFC champ, AFC champ.
All right, it's based on what I picked last year. I'm doing it one more time. AFC champ, the Ravens. AFC champ, the Eagles.
That worked out well for one of you those last year.
Yeah.
Sean, your AFC champ, your NFC champ.
Well, my NFC champ is obvious because I think we're just the best team.
Homer.
I just fucking hate you.
Okay, look, you can homer that all you want, but I can tell you this.
He's right.
The NFL voted amongst themselves for the 100 best players in the league, and 10% of them are in the starting 22 for the Philadelphia Eagles.
He's right.
At least,
I'm sorry.
Like it's and there's some that when you get in the bottom half, you're like, well, this guy on the Eagles is better than that. But I think people just didn't want to vote. But the Eagles the roster's so deep, and it's a good time to be on board. That doesn't mean I want all you non-fans. Just do not jump.
I
see a lot of Eagles shirts down here that I'm just like, you weren't here last year. Where'd you come from? And they're like, actually, I won a big bet on the Philadelphia Eagles. I retired here. But okay, that makes sense. That's a good play.
Get your mouth shut.
Fuck you, Howie Roseman.
Either way, give me the birds. And then I feel like last year I was battling between Bills, Ravens, and then was like, nah, it's gonna be the Chiefs.
Right.
And then I just kind of went with them. I'll go with one of the Bills or Ravens this year. I'll pull the trigger. I'm gonna take the Bills.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna take the Bills because I think they're gonna listen to the podcast. They're gonna go, you know what? We don't have a wide receiver. They're gonna go get one mid-year. And I don't know how to explain why I think that.
Well, they signed Gabe Davis today. Sean.
You saw that today? Yeah, I saw that. Welcome back.
And bringing him.
All right, Khalil Shakir Part 2. Awesome, great.
Bringing him back. Mike,
I still think, like, if I'm going best roster versus best roster, it's the Eagles Ravens. I'm with EJ. I think the best roster. I think the Ravens are probably just as balanced, if not more so, than the Philadelphia Eagles. They just lack a few stars in some key places. But it's so good. Give me Eagles Bills though, because they're going to push the Josh Allen talk, and it's going to make a really fun Super Bowl week. So give me Eagles Bills in the Super Bowl.
All right, Mike has the Eagles out of the NFC. He has
Homer.
He has the Bengals out of the AFC.
Does he?
Does he?
When I check,
No, I saw Bills on here. Hold on. Yeah, there's the Bills here.
Oh, that must have been updated. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, then somebody else is going to tell me who his.
Take it back.
Somebody else is going to tell me who his Super Bowl
Take it
champion.
back.
So he has Eagles Bills as well. Yes.
Okay, so Eagles Bills. My apologies. Pull those back. Devin has the Bills and the Lions.
Ooh, I like that.
F you, Devin.
Good job, Devin. You're right.
I have the Baltimore Ravens. We are Harbaugh house. Not the right Harbaugh is going to win it, but the AFC this year. But we'll get there. We'll get there with Big Jimbo. So Ravens out of the AFC, and I have my Detroit Lions out of the NFC. So give me finally getting that right. And then all right, Super Bowl champions, Sean. I'm sure I know the answer, but who is your Super Bowl champion this year?
First of all, I would like to change my vote. I no longer want the Bills. I'd like the Ravens to be in.
You want the Ravens? All right.
I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, everything I'm saying, and the reason I'm picking the Eagles is not just being the Ravens are the right team for me to pick. Then, so give me the Battle of the Birds, and the right birds take over. America, 76, back to back, because nothing would be greater than stopping a three-peat and having an opportunity to do it yourself. Give me the back to back. Go Birds.
I can't stand you, Sean.
Gross.
Why? Because we're winning.
But you're right, though.
That's
they're
exactly
in
why,
position,
Sean.
bro. They are good, though. They are good. So I can't.
Thank you, Jeffrey Lurie. Thank you, Howie Roseman. Thank you, everyone.
EJ, your Super Bowl champion in Super Bowl 60.
Not only thank you, Howie Roseman. Thank you, Joe Shane, as well. Fucking moron. Anyway, yeah. Champion, I have the Ravens. Because to me, it is they put up a shut up year for the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Because if they don't get to the Super Bowl, if they don't get to the Super Bowl, this thing is
shut your ass.
Maybe I don't say it'll blow up, but I think they will make some big changes here. Coaching, possibly.
Certainly could be. Certainly could be.
So I'll go to the Ravens. Get the job done.
Yeah, we are still going. Thank you.
Yeah.
Who
is happy?
All right, so we had Bills, Eagles from Mike.
That's and Dan over there.
Is did he have the Bills winning?
He had, I believe, the Bills over the Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah, Bills,
The Josh Allen Super Bowl win.
Maybe that was my tired brain today when I was writing these down. Maybe I saw the letter B and I just assumed that he went Homer and he went Bengals.
You assumed wrong, buddy.
I did. I assumed wrong. So Mike has the Bills. So let's just
Marge,
get this out of the way. I think I picked them 2 years ago.
Pick them again.
I'm picking them again. This is the time I get it right. Detroit Lions, Super Bowl 60.
I like it.
You're welcome, Detroit. You're welcome.
All
right.
Wait, you're welcome. So if they don't go again, you're the jinx. Good job.
Yeah. So
what can I say?
You're welcome. You're welcome, or I'm sorry. One of the two.
That's got to be on the soundboard going forward. By the way,
of course it is.
What this? You're welcome. Yeah. It's like it's things I say to my wife. It's either you're welcome or I'm sorry.
Happy asks a good question. Do we know
Happy
the color
wife,
scheme?
happy life, buddy.
So, we got a question. It says, "Do we know the color scheme for the Super Bowl logo?" So they had released one when they first made the announcement. I'll see if I can pull it up, but they always tweak it before the season. So the one they had released
LX this year, is it LX?
It's LX. It's Super Bowl 60. So when they had released the when they had announced the game, if I can find a logo that's formatted well, they had gone with this. Here we go.
Gate Bridge, redwood trees. Oh, there's colors galore on this thing.
Yeah, plenty.
None of them are Eagles green at all.
No, and I think isn't that the deal that over the last couple of years, the logo?
No, it's powder blues. That's the one I'm looking at.
Yeah, this was the logo. Credit to sportslogos.net for that logo. But I think over the last couple of years they've released the logo and then it gets tweaked. So I don't know if this will change, but yeah, if you're looking for teams,
the only other one I can find is like all blue, like it's like looking through a window. It's like
I think that's like a generic edit. I don't think that one's legit. So this is the official one that was released the end of last year. So if you're looking for color cues, again, that's the big rumor, right? That the colors give away.
Well, the pink and the blue blend together to make purple. That's the Ravens, and then
if you look kind of in the trees, there's kind of a purplish tone. I see some orange in there, so you could have the Bengals.
The blue and the pink could be an off red, could be the Bills.
You have a yellow, could be the Packers
or the Steelers.
The Steelers.
If the Steelers make the Super Bowl, I walk away.
The yellow could also be the Superchargers.
That could be blue and yellow.
You have the light blue, the sky blue that looks like the powder blue of the Chargers. Could also be the Lions. There's obviously a lot of teams that wear blue.
White. So your Super Bowl MVP could be white.
There you go. You have the green. That green, granted, is a not exactly the midnight green, but the Eagles do wear the Kelly green.
We do wear green.
So and then you could obviously be the Packers as well. So maybe some.
I'm seeing Jaguars galore in this logo.
There you go. Yeah, the Jags are going to make it. Maybe student of the game Kyle Nash will get to go cover
the Super Bowl.
Cover the Super Bowl there for the Duval.
Get us all on press row there. Just get us all down there
for the Duval dives out there. Santa Clara this year. Santa Clara. Duval dive. So yeah, we will see if that tweaks at all. But there's your color cues just in case.
I think they purposefully tried to remove all league colors.
Because they probably got tired of the rumors of the fix.
All right.
All right. Last two predictions for the season. Who will be your league MVP this year, Sean?
League MVP. A part of my brain went kind of where James's mind was on Detroit, and I would love to say my strong 1B is
gross. We don't do
Jared
that.
Goff.
Wait, you did last week?
I would love for Jared Goff to win an MVP, but he's not going to. He's 1B. 1A is Saquon Barkley, but that's still not going to quite win. He's going to lose out to a guy that makes the playoffs but does nothing else. I'm going with Mike. I'm going with Joe Burrow.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know that he'll set a passing record. I don't know anything else. I do know that he should have won MVP last year, but didn't have the wins to go with it. And I think he makes the playoffs. Even as a wild card, he's going to do the same thing this year and win.
All right, very good. EJ.
I got Lamar Jackson winning straight MVP.
Yeah, I mean they're my eventual AFC champion, and I think if they're going to be that good, they're going to put themselves division winner.
Or they just Derrick Henry it. He breaks the 2,000 mark, and they're just like, "Yep, that's our guy."
If Derrick Henry wins the MVP after what Saquon did last year, like Philadelphia will riot.
Mm-hmm.
because Saquon should,
unless he rushes for like more yard. I mean,
right, but even
let's
still,
not forget he was like what 6 yards shy of 2,000 last year. Like it was
right,
something
but
insane.
even still, Philly.
Look, if you don't hurdle someone backwards, you don't get to win the MVP because we didn't.
Well, because I was gonna say, even if you do, you don't get to. But yeah, Mike obviously has Joe Burrow. I have Lamar Jackson as the Super Bowl or
Smart
as the league MVP. As far as the and then the last prediction for the season, what team when we get to the 2026 NFL draft will have the number 1 overall pick?
For the record, Mike, I believe, had the Saints in this pick.
I do as well.
Yeah, he does. I was saying, EJ, I think you had spoilered that a little bit earlier.
You too, Sean?
No, I think there's a strong circle of teams. There's about 5. Like last year, there were like 5 teams that kept cycling out of our bottom 4. I think the Colts have a strong chance to be. Any team handing the ball to Danny Dimes in week 1 has a very strong
Riley
chance
Leonard's going to
here.
save that team, Sean.
Could, and that's why he was like so my true bottom 5. I think the Raiders are going to stink. I think the Bears are. Everybody's so high on the Bears. The Bears still suck.
Right, I was going to say, lest we forget.
Still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck. They really suck.
I will never get tired of that song. But the Bears still suck. I think the Saints are in the running, of course, but it comes down for me to 2 teams. I think there is a chance that the Cleveland Browns, after drafting 2 quarterbacks, get the best pick in this draft and have a chance to take another one. I do think that's a possibility. But the truth is, cue up the kid from Big Daddy because Sean's official pick for the worst team this year and the number 1 pick next year, the goddamn Jets.
Good pick. Good pick.
The board doesn't want to cooperate. Let me reload here because we got to have this.
They neither do the Jets. They don't want to cooperate either.
Right.
It's a good time to malfunction.
He's right about that record.
But the New York Jets.
Calm down, Jets.
I don't care who you add, who you change, who you move around. Breece Hall's not going to be as good as everyone thinks he is. There's a running back controversy. People want Braylon Allen. They want Breece Hall. They don't have an ownership group that wants to win, and so they'll lose. And that's your number 1 pick.
I mean, I think they have at least a strong coaching candidate. We'll see if he can actually.
We'll see.
Start to set that team in the right direction.
Devin just throws the Dolphins into
the pieces do seem there. Yeah, Devin has the Dolphins or the Patriots.
Devin's broken, man. He's broken.
Way off on the Patriots. I
have the Patriots as a borderline playoff team.
Yeah, I was going to say I think they're going to be competitive. Not only do you have another year under Drake May, I love Drake May. And Mike Vrabel's going to make that team better.
And I think Diggs is a sleeper, like top tier wide receiver candidate this year. As long as he can stay healthy, I think they're going to just milk him.
Yeah,
for
man.
Everything he's worth.
And in a year where it doesn't look like the Bill Belichick and Chapel Hill experience is going to go very well, nice. Robert Kraft is going to be smiling in that owner's box every Sunday. Get ready to hear about it. But no, Sean, one of the teams you mentioned is the team that I have as your number 1 pick in the 2026 NFL draft, and that is the Cleveland Browns. And the question will be, do they take a quarterback?
We'll see who comes out.
Get that ready now. So
yeah.
All right, and last thing before we close up here, it will not be for this week thing. It will be for the year. We'll get back to our weekly locks next week, but you know what time it is.
You better lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up.
EJ, you lock it up.
I can't.
All right. What is one thing that will happen this season? And that was we heard Mike's lock is that Joe Burrow will set the passing record.
Lock it up
this year on his way to an MVP. Sean, what is your lock for the NFL season?
If you're from the western half of the state of Pennsylvania, just plug your ears, okay? Because Mike Tomlin, for the first time in his career, will have a losing record.
Lock it up.
And I think it's by more than a game. But we'll just stick with a losing record for the first time in his career. Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat.
You're a loser.
Man, I like that.
Not that one.
I like that.
Lock it up
too. There in the comments.
Darn right he does.
All right, EJ, what is your NFL lock for the year?
My lock for the year is that for the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era, the Kansas City Chiefs will not be appearing in the AFC title game.
Ooh.
Yo, that's hot.
Sexy, right? Yeah.
I don't hate it. That might be my favorite EJ lock I've ever heard.
I'm going to ask you a question. I swear to God, I'm going to get real mad here.
Mm-hmm.
Who, because you have, of course, the you have the Ravens. Who do the Ravens play in that?
If not the Chiefs,
Buffalo.
Okay, it is Buffalo. All right,
like a third a bully match. Hopefully they split and then we get that. That'd be
love it.
The Bills may, the Bills. Yeah, it's the Bills.
Split the regular season. Oh God.
Yeah, I just think that there'll be a little slight regression for the Chiefs this year.
Man, I don't believe in Devin spelling, but I believe in everything he just typed there.
Yeah. All right. I got to run, guys, because I'm ready to go.
All right. See you, EJ.
Love you guys. Take it easy, all right?
We'll talk to you
EJ
next week or next time.
Next week.
So like EJ, and this is why I was gonna get real mad, is my lock is because we already know I have the Ravens winning the AFC. But in a way, my lock is that the Chiefs won't make it to the AFC title game because my Los Angeles Chargers will make it to the AFC title game. We will have the Har Bowl in Baltimore.
Okay, I don't hate that.
For the AFC title.
Lock it up.
There we go. So love it. Jim versus John. We know what happened in the Super Bowl in the first version of the Har Bowl. We'll see what happens this time around. But that's gonna wrap it up for the week. Sean, let them know where they can follow you.
Well, you can follow me pretty much anywhere the Eagles are being played down here in Tampa area. But if you want to follow me online, as most of you will, you can follow me on Twitter at Sean Shine State. We've been trying to get a bit more active. We put a couple funny memes out there. Even made our own Bill Belichick meme after the debacle that was his first game. So go ahead and check out that Bill Belichick meme that I made myself. And otherwise, just go Birds, I guess.
There you go. You can get me at Big Jim Sports on Blue Sky and on Twitter. You can get everybody else's Twitters in our bio and in the episode description. So you can follow everybody there. Hit our link tree in our social medias. That'll get you everywhere Huddle Up related. But I want to remind everybody that you can get us on Facebook, Blue Sky, Twitter, and TikTok. We're at Huddle Up Podcast. You can get us on Instagram at Huddle Up Podcast Inc. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because we will have the live shows, we'll have clip shows, shorts, all of that throughout the year. So make sure you are following along with us there. You can get your Huddle Up merchandise over on our TeePublic store. Would certainly appreciate you buying a couple of things there. Help give back to the show. Would love your support. And then you can tell people about it. Tell the people about the show anyway. But thanks everybody for playing along, listening in. Always love your support. And we'll be back here next Tuesday night live talking about our thoughts from the weekend that was, looking ahead to the big games next week. So until next time, enjoy the return of the National Football League. Stay safe, stay smart, and as always, go for the win.